Everybody thinks Western Cape is where it's at in terms of property price growth. But what if I told you there's another province in the country up north which is making Cape Town have a run for its money? And no, it's not Johannesburg. It will shock you. Property prices in Limpopo are now rising faster than anywhere else in the country of South Africa, including Cape Town. But why is this happening? Well, the data will surprise you. Imagine going from property prices valued at 900K to 3 years later seeing them being valued at over 1.5 million. Well, that's something to consider because this province is definitely running up the property market. South Africa's property market has been shifting and very fast. According to news articles, Limpopo has been quietly emerging as South Africa's best performing province in terms of residential price inflation. So yes, Limpopo today is breaking its ground. And why is it booming? It's because buyers are rushing to secure what you should also be trying to look for. Look north. Look to the northern parts of the country. That is where your help comes from. Look to the hills. Look to the hills. Go up the escarpment and get on the plateau and go up to the mountains. That is where Limpopo is at, basically rising in all respects. Okay, so according to the Livingstone research, as at November 2025, Limpopo recorded one of the highest property price inflations in the country. Well, of course, each province has their own. Limpopo's one was 6.82%. That is some staggering number. And if you like property like I do, you know that is good. That is close to what a bank can give you, and that's very good. You know, other provinces were lagging behind. Your Cape Town, 5.67%. Your Northern Cape, 4.75%. Your Northwest, 4.4%. Shame, my home province. Free State was dead, 0.45. Don't even try. Don't even try the Free State. Okay, trifling, really trifling. So, homes that used to sell between 800 and 1 million are now regularly exceeding 1.5 million in places like Polokwane, Hoedspruit, Phalaborwa, and even Tsanin, right? Why are people moving though? That's the real question. People are moving to secure luxury and rest. You know, luxury and rest. People are going into estates that are more bush felt, you know, vibes, and people are trying to get into this tourism element, especially in their old ages. I should have known when my Afrikaans teacher retired to Hoedspruit. He was onto something. He really was. Anyway, South Africa is chasing, South Africans buying in this place are chasing space, like I said, culture, and even nature. So the value of Limpopo offers all of these things. And with access to game reserves, you have access to bushveld estates, and you have something that could, really, really topple the Cape Town market. So these things would cost you triple the amount in Cape Town, but there you get them for a fraction of the price. But the prices are rising. So invest now or forever hold your peace. Anyway, young families are now trying to move there as well as remote workers. You know, the nomadic workers, the AI guys, they're trying to move to Limpopo. It used to be Cape Town, but nah, it's Limpopo. That's where it's at, guys. And please pronounce it correctly. Limpopo. Not the other nonsense you'll be trifling. Anyway, people who used to use Limpopo just as a holiday stay or farming territory are now relocating permanently, especially because it's looking good. It's really looking good. There's peace, there's safety, and there's affordability because people are trying to run away from the crime. Cape Town, crime. Gauteng, crime. But also there's this new rail project that's going to be happening in the few years to come, which will connect Gauteng and, Limpopo with a fast, high-speed train. I think that'll be revolutionary for our N1 going up to Limpopo every single holiday. We will have rest on the N1 if we have a train, at least, that takes people home. Because one thing about people who live in Gauteng, who are indigenous to Limpopo, is that they will use the N1 maximally when they need to go home. So the N1 will no longer be burdened because we will have a high-speed train that can take you to Limpopo as fast as possible. And Limpopo's economy can finally grow as well on its own, independently, because of the new infrastructure. Isn't that amazing? That is so amazing. That would be so amazing. Anyway, there's also this idea that because there's a tight supply of high quality properties within the range of 2 million to 2.5 there, property prices are jumping. So basically, demand and supply, guys, you learned this in economics. If the supply is low, the demand is high. And so property prices will jump. So there's not enough estates being developed currently. And that's why the prices are where they are set. So what are the local economic driving factors of Limpopo? Let's just go through them one by one. We've got mining, huge mining presence in Limpopo, and you know this. They be cooking. Anglo is about to leave the country, but that's not the point. The point is there's a huge mining presence in Limpopo, and you can benefit from staying in Limpopo and working in mining should you choose. There's agriculture, which most of it is private, and it's passed down family by family. So if you haven't started 100 years ago, yesterday is the best time to start agriculture. Okay. What else? Tourism. Of course, you've got the Kruger National Park there, which, it's giving. 1.5 million people visit the Kruger Park a year. 1.5 million people visit the Kruger National Park a year. That's crazy. And this is a driver of massive short-term rentals, massive seasonal buying of stuff around the area. So it spikes up the demand as well around those regions. So the places that are hotspots currently, Polokwane, Hoedspruit, Bela, Tsanin, and even the Greater Tsanin. So surrounding private reserves and the game farms are making a killing at this point because people are flocking to Limpopo. All right, so one of the things that spiked the surge, and maybe let's talk about the surge in the rental market. So over the last few years, we might have been seeing a spike as well in the rental markets, but the data will show. The data will show in due course. So should you invest is the question. Should you invest? Well, yes, because it's a lower buy than prices in Western Cape, higher lifestyle value, and you've got long-term growth potential. And of course, you get exposure to South Africa's biggest wildlife economy, the Big Five, but not the cartel. The actual animals. There we go, brothers and sisters. So remember, Limpopo is still lagging behind in terms of its overall, upper income brackets. You don't have as much wealth as you do in the Cape Town places. But the growth is coming, even from a small base, though it be, it's coming up. It's on the come up. So if you want me to, further break down how you can tap into these markets, let me know in the comments below. And if also you love this type of content of data-driven property data and content, please do subscribe. Kahano is a lover of property, and he will dig for you if you choose to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you don't get the property exegesis. Those who know, they know. Okay, so that's it for our episode today. I hope you learned something about the property market in Limpopo, which is fast moving, fast growing. And if you're seasoned in your property journey, this is a place that you could choose and consider to invest in. It's been Kahana Sidupani. Glad you watched this far. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.